your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
To kind of get to Coach McCaslin's point, I mean, you trailed by 13 at the half, Jamie, 45-32 to Illinois last night.
And it took you barely 7 minutes to retake the lead into the second half.
Yeah.
That's how hot you were coming out of the break. I mean, you made your first, 9 shots, 10 shots? I don't know. Toppin made almost all of them. He was spectacular.
He was 12 of 14 from the field in the second half. He had 24 of his 35 in the second half. You outscored him 45-36 in the second half. It just wasn't quite enough.
I would say the one tiny complaint that I have of JT after last night's game, and it's hard to because he was terrific. He was really good on defense too. Blocking shots and stealing balls as well. I didn't think he did a great job passing out of the double team. He looked almost at times surprised when the double came and not ready to make a quick pass. So I think that's just one small thing that he's got to be a little bit better at. But, if they're going to double him, which you know that's going to happen, that's why you put great shooters around him, which is what Coach McCaslin and the coaching staff has done, and they just didn't have a great night shooting it.
All of the Red Raiders' second chance points came in the second half. You had 6. Illinois had 14 second chance points off of 11 offensive rebounds. Tech had 7 offensive rebounds. Illinois got 7 in each half in the ball game, and then their bench was strong. I mean, Stojakovic, he had 23 points off the bench last night. He was massive for him. He went 11 of 16. That's a hot hand.
Yeah, he was really good. He was terrific. He kind of, good shooter, but more of a driver and finishing at the bucket, and had an and one and some up and unders and all that. I thought he was terrific. He was the difference for them in the game as far as I'm concerned. But man, they've got a European flavor to their team, and they've got some young, talented players too. That's going to be a really, really good team, and they've got a 7-footer, legit 7-footer who can shoot the ball and do a lot of good things. He's impressive as well.
Yep.
And their freshman Wagler I thought he was terrific. I mean, he was just a scrapper. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, they had 5 in double figures last night, so they spread the wealth around. Stojakovic was their high point man. He was with 23, and Boswell had 22. So yeah, I mean, and the question is, and somebody asked this, when will Bamboye be back? Man, I don't know. That's a great question. But Luke Bamboye, Leon Horner, and Josiah Mosley are all unavailable last night.
Yeah, there's no question that he'll help you, with rebounding. He'll help you with blocking shots, but I think he also is a guy that, if he's playing in the middle, then that allows JT a little bit more freedom to move around the court, not necessarily playing in the post. But at the same time, I think a lot of what worked for you last night was allowing JT to have space in the post, okay? And so I don't know that you want to clog it up with a big man. And so I think Bamboye, just like what we saw last year with the big comma, doesn't necessarily going to play a ton of minutes because you want to surround top end with shooters, okay? And so anyway, but Bamboye will help you with changing shots and rebounding and all that kind of thing, and he'll catch alley-oops and all that good stuff as well. But you didn't get dominated on the glass last night, anything like that. Mm-mm. So he, surely he could have helped. Don't get me wrong, but really it was not about him not playing as much as it was you not shooting well.
Yeah, I mean, it would be hard if you'd have done just a little bit more in the first half or defended a little bit better in the first half. Maybe not turn the ball over so much in the first half, because in the first half, they had 20 of their 29 points off turnovers in the first half. Mm-hmm. So they really capitalized on those turnovers in the first half of the game. It's funny, like first half they capitalized on turnovers. They went 6 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half, and in the second half they went 10 of 15 from the free throw line. So, I mean, they weren't great from the free throw line by any stretch of the imagination. Shot 69.6%. Problem is they had 13 more makes than you did and won the game by 4.
Yeah, you made 34 buckets, and 25 of them were from 2 guys. The rest of the team combined for 9.
Yeah.
Okay, you got to get Atwell, you've got to get Brian, you got to have Christian Anderson. Maybe it's not all of them that have to be terrific on any given night, but you need one of those guys at least to have a good night shooting the ball.
Did you feel like they got good looks from 3 last night, and the ball wasn't just going in?
Yeah, I got enough. Yeah, I mean, some of them were contested, but yeah, they got enough good looks.
Yeah. Somebody says Illinois was huge. Thought we were playing the Serbian national team. Yeah,
they were.
They were. And big.
Not just tall, but thick, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Physical. And you're right. He does. He has a good team. Somebody said this. I thought we were bigger in all positions. Illinois looked bigger at every spot. Yeah. Somebody else says we missed D5. I'm sure you're going to say that from time to time this year.
I don't know. Would he have had a hooded sweatshirt on sitting over on the bench laughing in this game? I don't know what he would have brought to the table there. Lawan Watts is playing Darian Williams' position, and I thought Lawan Watts was terrific last night.
Yeah. No question. I mean, he had 21 points and shot 8 of 10. Hit a couple of threes.
He's your Darian Williams.
Yeah.
You would say you more missed Chase McMillan last night.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have anybody consistently knocking down threes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know if Toppin felt like he had somebody says Toppin must have felt like he had very little help last night. Well, and Watts might say the same thing. And like you said, those 2 guys combined for 56 or 77.
Hey, okay, so slow down a little bit. I mean, they played a really good team. Mm-hmm. They actually went on the road. Okay, you lose the game by 4, and your absolute stud point guard has a little bit of a bad night shooting the ball, and it only scores 8 points. You're going to be fine.
Yeah,
okay,
all is not lost, right?
This is a really talented team. This is a really good basketball team, and I think Illinois looked better than the number 14 team in the country. I mean, that looks like a well put together team. So we'll see where they end up. But I'm proud of you for going on the road and playing a real road game against a real team.
Jamie,
early on in the season.
Let me quote Woody here. This is the perfect time to panic.
So, this is still a good Red Raider team. Yeah. This is still a good team.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
November 12th, 2025.
Hey, you got it.
Here's Jeff McGuire with the State in Sports History.
I was worried there for a minute, but you got there. 1904, gentlemen. Why the heck are we going back this far? It was the 9th Iron Bowl. Auburn beats Bama 29-5 in Birmingham.
The 9th? Wasn't the first, it was the 9th.
Wasn't the first, it was the 9th.
Wow.
1953, U.S. District Judge Grimm rules that the NFL can black out TV home games.
That's a bad deal if you lived in an NFL city. But it's great for the radio business.
Yeah.
Because
radio didn't get blacked out.
Radio did not get blacked out.
That's true.
You know, I can't tell you how many Chiefs games I listened while shooting hoops in my driveway or in my bedroom, just listening to be disappointed.
It also led to the rise of guys like Mattress Mac, who were buying all the tickets they could to the Oilers games so that the Oilers could be on TV and giving away to everybody who bought furniture.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, you just had to sell the tickets. They didn't have to go. It was different.
Yeah, the difference is that the Astrodome, I think, held 50, Arrowhead 72,000, and they didn't have Mattress Mac in Kansas City.
That sounds like a them problem.
Yeah, that was a them problem.
That's a them problem. 1972, the 22nd NASCAR sprint race, although it was Winston Cup at this point. Mm-hmm. Richard Petty wins his 4th Cup.
I think I wasn't really a big NASCAR fan where I could say, well, I was tuned, but I think I enjoyed it more when they were true stock cars and the guys were more characters, and there was and the fans were more just regular Joes.
When it was Chevy, Dodge, and Pontiac going at each other.
Yeah. And they all had a distinct, different look to them.
I mean, they didn't when I was growing up. They all kind of looked the same at that point, but it was still
Fans
Dodge,
were a little
Chevy.
crazier then, that's for sure.
There's no question.
1977, Billy Taylor runs for 127 yards, and quarterback Rodney Allison runs for a touchdown as number 18 Texas Tech beats SMU 45-7 to improve to 7-2 on the year. And in 2019, former Houston Astros pitcher Mike Fiers reveals team secretly stole signs via cameras from visiting teams from 2015 to 2017. Comms between opposing pitchers and catchers integrated and related to Astros hitters.
Do you think he regrets that?
Nope.
Yeah, that's a good question. Not certain.
Because it was the second he got out of that clubhouse that he said it. I think he hated it then, but kept his mouth shut because it was his team.
It's just if you're going to spout about it, I feel like you should spout about it when it's going on as opposed to after the fact. If you see something that's wrong in your workplace, you should say it's wrong.
But then you're criticizing your own teammates.
I know you're putting yourself in jeopardy. I get
as opposed to letting everybody else know, including your current team, that team is cheating.
It seems a little chicken spit to do it after the ball game, after the fact.
Yeah, I don't know what he was going for there. Maybe the guilt just got to him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he tried to do that, but the guilt was too much.
So.
Maybe he tried to talk to his teammates and they wouldn't listen.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
That's a fair point.
All right, Chuck, you ready?
Uh-huh.
It is National Pizza with Everything except Anchovies Day.
Okay.
That's a day.
That's a day.
That's a day.
Okay.
Okay.
So like the Supreme Pizza without anchovies.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Gosling, 45 today. Russell Westbrook, 37. Wallace Shawn is 82. And it is inconceivable that Chuck doesn't know who he is.
I do not know who he is.
Who?
Wallace Shawn. The clue was inconceivable.
Yeah, I got it.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think. He was the guy from... Never mind.
Well, from what?
From The Princess Bride, a movie you have never seen, which is inconceivable to me. And everybody who has seen that movie is screaming it at it, too.
Have you seen that movie, Jamie?
Yes, I think I know the character he's talking about.
Tanya
He's
Harding.
a short guy, right?
Yes, the short guy.
Yeah.
Tanya Harding, 55. Sammy Sosa, 57. And Al Michaels is 81. And on this day, not a good day, 1979, President Jimmy Carter responds to potential threat of national security by stopping the importation of petroleum from Iran. Earlier in the month, 66 Americans at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran had been taken hostage by a radical Islamic group. The alarming events led Carter and his advisors to wonder if the same or other terrorist groups should try to strike at American advisors of oil resources in the region. At the time, the U.S. depended heavily on Iran for crude oil, and Carter's cultivation of the relationship with Iran's recently deposed Shah gave the radicals cause, in their view, to take the Americans hostage. Not knowing if the future attacks were planned involving American oil tankers or refineries, Carter agreed with the Treasury and Energy Departments that oil imports from Iran should be discontinued immediately. This ended America's formerly friendly association with the oil-rich nation and led to gas lines and an economic turn that went bad very, very fast. And lots of upset people.
Wow. Okay.
And this day in sports history.
Okay, this day in sports history. Speaking of Jimmy Carter, and I do not want to get into a presidential thing here, but this just blew me away the other day. the current president, Donald Trump, was the first U.S. president at a regular season NFL football game since Jimmy Carter in 1978.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, presidents have been to Super Bowls and things like that, but just the fact that
Have they?
Trump went to a Super Bowl. He went
As
to
president or as president-elect?
Yeah, as president. He went to the Philadelphia Chiefs Super Bowl this past year.
Okay.
But just the fact that, I mean, you think about presidents going to baseball games all the time, right? Yeah, and you've had presidents go to the Final Four. I think Bill Clinton went to the Final Four when Arkansas was on its road to a national championship. But just, hadn't been to one since 1978. I mean, that's the thing that's crazy. 47 some odd years.
Well, Washington wasn't a great team to watch, so.
That's true. I mean, Richard Nixon tried to help George Allen with plays. He would send him plays from time to time when Allen was coaching the Redskins way back in the day. Jay says this: J-Mac is cracking me up. Okay, so I'm glad that Jay is inside.
Probably the inconceivable.
All the jokes. Yeah,
my guess would be inconceivable.
Right. Yeah. Let's see here. Wasn't the Iron Bowl played at Legion Field in Birmingham each year until near the end of the Pat Dye era? In fact, yeah, I think it was even into the Gene Stallings era that the Iron Bowl was still played at Legion Field. So, yeah, there's no question about that. This Tech basketball didn't look the greatest last night. However, lost to a really good tournament team by 4 at their house 3 games into the season. Difference in the game was the 18 extra free throws they got to shoot. No doubt Grant will have his team ready to play by conference. Glad to watch us play a legit team this early in the season. Hope they reciprocate and come back to Lubbock next year. And as Jamie replied on the chat line, they will. They'll be here next year as a home and home.
Yeah, haven't set the date yet, but they're supposed to be here, unless they buy their way out of it. That would be disappointing.
That would be disappointing. Yes. This thought we mismanaged the last minute and a half. No pressure on one of Illinois' last possessions, and they took quite a bit of time off the clock. Okay. If you have observations as well, you can hit us up on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Go to the Double T 97.3 mobile app. Is presented by Happy State Bank.
The Morning Drive podcast from Double T 97.3 is presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Morning Drive. Good morning with Jamie Lent and Jeff McGuire. I'm Chuck Heinz. All right, the Baylor representative is the athletics director. His name is Mac Rhodes. He said this about the Tech situation. He said, what a convincing win against BYU, both sides of the ball. When asked what is keeping the Red Raiders out of the top 4, he said, offensively in the red zone, they've left some points off the board and have kicked a lot of field goals, but they're a really good football team. So it's not like if you had scored all those points in the red zone that you would have been in the top 4.
Yeah, if you'd scored 15 more points on Saturday, do you think you'd be in the top 4? No. I mean, you're leading the country in average margin of victory, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that it seems a little bit. And again, they just have to talk about the pros and cons of everybody. I get it. So I'm not trying to be too nitpicky, but that feels a little bit nitpicky, to be honest with you. You know, you were favored to win by 11.5. You against a team in the top 10, and you beat them by 22. You blew them out. You know, if you had, let's just say, struggled on a bunch of possessions and went 3 and outs, but you came down and scored 3 touchdowns, went for 2 twice, and scored 2 field goals, and won 29-7. Would we be talking about the red zone struggles? No. Would that 29-7 have been more impressive because we didn't struggle in the red zone? No. It would have been the same score. So I don't know. That's a little bit odd to me.
Yeah. So.
Well, we're dinging you because you dominated and could have won by more.
And look, let's face it. I mean, if
that's odd.
If you'd have beaten Arizona State at this point and you were undefeated, you'd be in the top 4.
I would guess so.
You know, you'd be ahead of Georgia. And so I
wouldn't guarantee it, but I would think so.
Yeah. A&M is behind Indiana, and Mac Rhodes said there was that was one of their longer discussions to keep Indiana at 2 and A&M at 3, because you could make a case that
Yeah, you sure could.
Indiana was very fortunate to win their football game.
Yeah, and Texas A&M was very good against a ranked team.
Yeah, so we shall see how that. Now, I think if you get down to the end here and you're looking at rankings and you still have a question about the healthier quarterback, then it becomes, should that play a role in where you're ranked? Is that the difference that keeps you out of a top 4, or does it keep you at 6, or does it drop you down a little bit, or is it, does that affect things? And I always kind of struggle with, when teams get dinged for their. It's one thing if a player's out, I guess, because the makeup of the team, but I still feel like, well, the team earned that. Team earned that ranking just because a guy's out. Makes it hard for me to feel like that you should be penalized for that.
I get it, but if they're picking the 12 best teams and you're not the 12 best anymore because you're missing your, most of the time it would be a quarterback, then I get it.
Mm-hmm. No,
I understand. That's tough, though.
But it is tough. It is tough. But as we all know, you're not truly picking the best 12 teams because you got South Florida in there, because that's
Fair enough.
It's not the best
Fair
12
enough.
teams. All right, let's hear from Mac Leftwich. He is the offensive coordinator for Texas Tech. He was asked yesterday about the red zone struggles for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I think it's just everybody's got to do your job. I think when we get down there a little bit, maybe guys start pressing to try to do too much instead of just kind of, just do the routine things, make the right reads, block your guy, run the right route at the right depth, those kind of things. And then too, just as a play caller, making sure that we're putting the ball in the right guy's hands in the right situation. So I think I can be better in that regard as well.
I mean, I kind of feel like he did that on Saturday. You got guys that just didn't execute, and the head coach said that as much, and he said that just as much there. Whether they're pressing too much when they get inside there, or at some point in time, players got to play, right?
Yeah, I would say our red zone struggles this year have been a combination of all of those things.
Yeah.
All of those things, whether it be plays that you're trying to run, whether it be your offensive line not being physical enough, whether it be clearly this weekend it was about your receivers dropping balls. That was a factor in it. So I think all of those things have factored in. And I say that about the play calling thing because no coach finishes games going, yep, I was perfect today. I nailed every single one of these calls. I mean, everyone, they were like, oh man, we probably should have done something different there, whatever, it didn't work. Yeah. I mean, so all those things factor in. But again, I'll go back to something I've said for, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks. In my opinion, you are not a great smash mouth football team. Okay? You are not great running between the two guards. Like, hey, we're man on man. Here we go. We're running it. We're running it. Here we go. We're going to run you through you. I'm not saying that you haven't broke some of those and it hasn't been successful sometimes, because clearly it has. But you're much better, in my opinion, running to the tackles or outside the tackles than you are just straight up the field. When you get into the red zone, you need to be able to run in short yardage situations. I don't think, as great as we are at so many different things on this football team, I don't think playing smash mouth football on offense is our strength.
Okay.
I think that factors in the red zone.
Yeah.
I think you are very good at playing smash mouth football on defense.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah. The other thing is sometimes your red zone opportunities, it's been just inside the 20 or just inside the 15. It's not like you've been at the 2 or the 3 yard line where you could just hand the ball off and try to get that touchdown in that manner.
Yeah, I feel like at times we've gotten a little conservative when we've gotten inside the red zone, but I definitely would not say that about this week. I felt like you took shots, you took opportunities, you did different things. Again, we're probably not talking about, I don't know, because the 2 drops were on one singular drive, the one that got you no points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, So are we still talking about it? We probably still are. But anyway, that was one singular drive with those 2 drops. Those weren't the only 2 drops of the day.
Right.
But 2 of them in the end zone on, I believe it was 2 out of 3 plays. I think there was a play in between them, if I remember correctly.
This from the Yates Flooring Center channel. Your thought on this. Good, talented O-line, slow off the snap. Not so much of a factor downfield, critical in the red zone.
I think some of these things we judge them compared to how you are at other areas, right? Like Jeff's just talking about, we're dominant on the defensive line. 100% correct. And so I think our offensive line is better than it has been in recent years. I think they've had some good games, and I think they've had some games that weren't as good. I think they've had some great games. I really do. The Kansas game, I'd say it was great. I would also tell you that Kansas being a horrible run defense had something to do with it too.
Sure, yeah.
But the offensive line was great that day.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think our offensive line is good. I don't think it's a bad offensive line. I think it's improved in what we've seen. But that doesn't mean it's the best thing that you do.
Yeah. Somebody who's obviously been a listener more than just a few minutes says this. Just inside the 20 is more brown red, Chuck? Yeah. That's more brown red. The bronze, right. The bronze zone. The bronze zone is between the 21 and the 25, okay?
This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Today.
Jamie's question of the day on Double T 97.3 is brought to you by Connecticut of West Texas.
All right, gentlemen. Today we're talking college football playoff for the Red Raiders, but I'm allowing you to live in a bit of a dream world. Okay? There are some guidelines here for you. Okay? You cannot have the first round bye. You are stuck solid at number 6. Okay?
Okay.
Right.
Number 6.
You're
okay.
at 6. You're at
Okay.
6, where you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowing you to pick from the top 20 teams in the college football ranking. Okay?
Okay.
Top 20. All right? I want you to tell me who you want your first round home game to be against, who you would love, your dream scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The top 4 stay the same: Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Alabama. Who you want to play in the second round. And then who you want to move on and play after that.
Okay, so we're going to assuming a lot of wins here. Okay.
Yeah. So what's your dream scenario?
Dream scenario.
You get to host the first game at home. Who do you want to host?
Okay.
Start there.
I want to host Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to host Notre Dame. And then, you know what? Give me the Aggies in the next round.
Okay.
And then do I go? Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay.
And this would be the championship game, correct?
Yeah, I believe you're right. No,
you'd still have one more round.
You still have
after
one
that?
more round after that. Give me Indiana, okay, and then to play for the national championship. I don't think they'll be there, because I think Ohio State's going to be there, but you said Dare to Dream, right?
Yep.
I'd love to beat Lane Kiffin in for a national championship. I think that'd be all kinds of fun. So Ole Miss.
Okay. Because you don't like Lane Kiffin? Or?
No, I just think it'd be fun. I think it'd just be. There's a part of me that likes him, and the part of me that I don't like hate him or dislike him. I think that he's a cocky kind of guy, and I think he would mix it up, and I think the old hotty toddy and the Ole Miss fans. I think just the whole thing would be all kinds of fun. I think,
When we played Ole Miss in Houston in the bowl game a few years ago, the atmosphere was fantastic. And then we beat them like a drum.
Yeah.
That was also fantastic.
Yes.
Okay, Jeff?
All right, we're going to kick a door in. That's the way I'm putting this together. And the door is in, we beat literally everybody that you would want us to beat in order to win the college football championship. First round, UT at home. Second round, Bama. Third round, A&M. Championship game, Ohio State.
Oh, wow.
Suck it, Blue Bloods.
Yes, okay. All right, I am taking USC in the first round, and I want USC over Notre Dame or Texas because I think USC is not nearly as good as their ranking shows. I would be nervous about playing Notre Dame in Texas.
Well, you said we were
especially
winning
Notre
all
Dame.
of these, so that's how I did that.
That's fair. That's fair, especially Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's a good team, and feels like they've got a little hatred towards us right now.
Right. I think that'd be all kinds of fun.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Right. In the second round, I want to take on Alabama. I think that would be really, really fun. I want Indiana, and then I want Ohio State in the championship game.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking for games that, and to a certain point, that I think are winnable. I think Bama would be a close matchup. I really do. I think Ohio State and Texas A&M to me look like the two best teams.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to avoid the Aggies because the potential of losing to the Aggies. I just don't want anything to do with that.
Again,
No, I get it.
you were saying we win these, so we had to.
I don't want anything to do with that.
On.
So, and then I want to
It'd be
play
a completely different list if I was doing.
I
this
definitely
a
want to
different
play a blue blood in the championship game. I wouldn't want to play Indiana there.
Okay. I just have a hard time believing that USC is going to make the college football playoffs.
I don't think they will either.
Yeah.
I don't think they will either. But I mean, again, I gave you guys up to the top 20.
You did.
Yeah, and they're 17th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're a paper tiger big time.
How about what Caleb DeBoer has done at Alabama? I mean, for a guy that they were talking about, hey, we may have to buy this guy out. I mean, they're the number 4 team in the country. Not that they've forgotten about Nick Saban yet, but I mean, he gets himself to a position where, you know, if they're still in the top 4, and let's just say he gets to a national championship game. I mean, all the talk about, hey, whatever he's done there is not working. Well, it's working. And do you buy into any of these rumors that Nick Saban's going to coach at LSU?
I don't think that's likely, but I mean, I don't know him or pay attention to him enough to know, is he dying to be back in the sport? That would surprise me, I'll say that.
Yeah, I think everything that you said there. But apparently the odds are 2-1 that he's going to be the next coach at LSU.
Man, those people usually know what's going on.
You know, he's 70
Apparently
years
he
old.
flew right from Lubbock to Baton Rouge with his agent to talk to him.
So, I mean, even if you're 70, you're kind of still thinking, well, I got to fund my retirement, you know.
After,
you'd think he's got it pretty well covered, don't you?
I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I think that after the governor of LSU ran his mouth like he did, I mean, I don't know how they can settle for anything but a Nick Saban type of coach. I mean, that guy's put so much pressure on this program right now. I mean, they can't. Some really good-looking up-and-comer, they can't go there. They've got to go to somebody that's 100% proven.
Yeah. Here's somebody that pot calling the kettle black. Chuck, we love you, but in your own way, you're as cocky as Kiffin. There's 3 weeks of regular season football left, and Texas will not be in the top 12 in my opinion, losing to Georgia and the Aggies. That from Red Raider Charlie. Red Raider Charlie, he's got his own little air too, which is I love Red Raider Charlie, but I mean, Red Raider Charlie calling me cocky, that's a bit rich.
That's everybody just calling everybody cocky. That's what we do. I'm rubber and you glue. Whatever you say to me bounces off of me and sticks to you. Nana nana boo boo.
I'm rubber and you're glue.
Wow. Haven't heard that in quite a long time.
I don't know that I've ever heard that, but I thought it was pretty good. Really good, actually.
Your daily dose of sports and fun. This is the Morning Drive Podcast from Double T 97.3, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction.
Choice took away his sunshine.
Took away Jamie's sunshine?
I know.
Yep.
I'm just giving his sunshine.
Okay.
Jeff is giving it back. It's very kind of him.
Choose joy, Jamie. Mm-hmm. Choose joy. Which we
Don't choose choice. Just know that. Don't choose choice.
Choice is, he's always very firm with his inaccurate opinions as well.
The thing is, he doesn't call them opinions.
Right. It's just fact, right? Just fact.
He
Everybody else is wrong.
He gets the terms opinions and facts a little bit. Yeah. There's a blurred line there.
Sure. Okay, let me ask you this. Should we be concerned at all with the basketball game last night, or is this just, hey, it's a road game, you're playing a really good team? Or do you look at this and go, okay, man, that was a big, thick team, and I thought even though they only blocked 5 of your shots, once they started blocking your shots, I thought that sometimes how you shot your shot was affected a little bit in terms of maybe altering it a little bit to avoid it from getting blocked, which maybe led to some misses.
I'm not worried.
Okay.
I came away from last night feeling like, you had a bad night in that you had Atwell, Bryan, and Christian Anderson all have a bad night together. And I don't think that's going to happen very often this season. You just didn't get the 3-point shooting that you've become accustomed to having. And so I did come away also extremely impressed with LaJuan Watts against quality competition.
Yep.
He showed that he's going to be a really good player for you. I came away impressed with Jalen Petty with his explosiveness and quickness, all of that. I would also tell you I came away thinking he is not a pass-first point guard. Okay? He's a guy who wants to score.
He's gonna drive it.
And so I don't know that you really have the type of point guard you had last year in Hawkins on this roster. That's first and foremost, I want to pass the ball. I think Christian Anderson's doing a great job running the point, so I don't worry about that at all. You saw Christian make some great passes last night. I think obviously a really good ball handler, his quickness, all the above. So I'm not worried last night. You went on the road. Again, we could have played Slippery Rock last night and won by 40 again and bored everybody that went to the arena. Okay?
Sure. Oh, no, I'm with you. I'm completely with you.
And you didn't do that. You went on the road to play a really good team.
Yes.
And it was, it shows that Coach McCaslin's not afraid to play tough teams in non-conference play and all of that. And you went toe-to-toe with them, and you came up a little bit short, mostly because you just didn't have a great night shooting the basketball, besides really two guys, okay, who combined to make 25 of your 34 shots.
The other thing,
25 of 35 between the two of them. That's pretty good, by the way. So I think you're going to be fine. I came away feeling good about this team, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Not worse or nervous.
Well, here's the other thing too. In the second half, you outscored them by 9. But listen to this: you went 20 of 31 from the field in the second half, 2 of 10 from beyond the arc. So you went 18 of 21 from 2.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is
3-point shot so big in college basketball, especially for teams that rely heavily on it. You might call this one of those nights where I wouldn't say you lived by the 3 because JT Toppin had 25 shots, but I kind of feel like you died by it.
Yeah,
you died because you didn't have a good night shooting from behind the arc.
Yeah, 6 of 22, and then you went 2 of 10 in the second half. And somebody points out, a couple of missed threes from winning it down the stretch. Close loss on the road against a tough team in the early season doesn't kill us. It's a better loss than the A&M game last season. And that game was at neutral site there.
And I also came away really impressed with Illinois, thinking how this team's going to be hanging around the top 10 all season long. I could be wrong, but I don't know. They look really talented to me.
You could also make a case you made some pretty good adjustments at the half defensively, because they were 13 of 30 from the field, 0 of 7 from distance, and had only 36 points in the second half. So, I don't disagree with anything you said. But yeah, it's.
I'm not worried. If that was your initial question, are you worried after last night? No.
Okay.
No.
Somebody said this. Just stop, Chuck. It's November. Basketball on the road. Don't get outclassed. RELAX. Does that check out from a spelling standpoint, Jeff?
Relax.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was waiting for the ta-da chuckles.
You read it. You didn't spell it.
Okay.
No, it doesn't check out yet.
You don't get credit for that, Chuck.
Is the basketball team at full strength yet? No, you missed a
Yeah,
couple
that's
guys.
another thing. You were missing, I mean...
3 of your guys.
Bamboye, probably one of your starters. I don't know if he is or not, but he's supposed to be a guy that's a big factor for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now,
We'll see about the other two.
Yeah. See what kind of how they play into things. Sure.
I don't expect Mosley, who played limited minutes last year at where was he? He was at Nova, to come in here and be a star for you this year. As talented as your roster is, I expect he'll be a guy that gives you something off the bench and continues to get better as his career moves along. But I expect Bamboye to be a major impact guy.
8:38 this morning here on the morning drive. When a guy totally leans into a straight-up defender to get 3 free throws is crap.
Smart basketball.
Yes, smart basketball. Okay.
Smart basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Choice and Rob state opinion as dead-on facts. Oh.
That's what makes him good on the radio.
Yeah, right.
Milk toast is boring. Everybody knows.
That's right.
That's why Chuck nods off during the show with me.
That kid from Illinois last night reminded me of the Karate Kid actor. That kid from Illinois reminded me of the Karate Kid actor. Okay.
That's funny because during the commercial breaks, I was flipped over and watching Karate Kid 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, no, actually, I think it ended before the game started.
Did it? Okay.
I think it was flipping from the Michigan Wake Forest game to watch Karate Kid 2.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he does look like him. No doubt.
Does he?
Doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. There was no swan kick, though.
Okay, no swan kick.
Yeah.
This has been the Morning Drive Podcast, presented by Cantex Roofing and Construction. Check out our library of Double T 97.3 podcasts at doublet97.3.com.